Feel the soul and the funk when Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind & Fire come to St. Paul. Catch these two legendary acts in one incredible night when they take the stage, Grand Casino Arena, June 24th. Tickets on sale now. Get all the details, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
To noon, Nordo in for PA. Joining me in studio now at the number 3, Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson, one of Maroon and Gold's finest, one of the best to ever wear number 3 in the history of Golden Gophers football. And there's some NFL bits I want to run by you over the course of this final home stretch on a Thursday, Ron.
Yep.
But I'm going to start here. Speaking of the number 3, so you're texting me on Monday. And you wanted, not hearing enough about the Super Bowl, not hearing enough about the NFL and all of this. And then you hit me with not hearing enough about Coy Parrish.
Yeah.
Who also, of course, wore number 3.
Correct.
For Goldie Gopher.
Mm-hmm.
He is now a member of the Oregon Ducks. Is that accurate?
I guess. I don't know. I honestly, this whole portal thing, I don't really follow it like everybody else, that's their job to follow it. When the season starts and PJ Flex show starts and we're at the State Fair, which feels like it's coming soon, hopefully, because this 4-degree weather is killing me. But State Fair, PJ Flex show, Gophers, game day, all that stuff we do from the fair.
Yeah.
That's honestly when I start diving into it. When these guys check in to the dorms and they start working out. So I don't stare at social media to see if Coy Parrish is in Oregon. I haven't seen an in Oregon video. But here's the thing. In Oregon, he's just another number. You know what I mean? He's just another guy that's going to show up there of a bunch of other guys they've paid to be there. He was going to go to the NFL regardless of where he played college football at. And I think that's the end-all, be-all of it. He was going to the NFL regardless. Who's had better safeties in the NFL, the Gophers or Oregon? The Gophers.
Has to be the Gophers, right?
The Gophers.
Yeah.
No, not even close, right? And so I say that to say, I just haven't paid attention if he's there. If he's there, he's there. I just don't understand the thought process behind it, because the portal, in my opinion, was created for coaches that like to leave and players are stuck at their schools. So they added that. Players who never have a chance of playing and want to go down to a lower mid-major level, or players from a mid-major level who surpassed their thought process of how good you could be, right. And all of a sudden you're 330 pounds now out of high school, after high school, and now they're like, oh shoot, you're a great D tackle. Now you can go from Miami of Ohio to the University of Oregon or Illinois or Minnesota or whatever. That's Eastern Michigan. Same thing. All those mid majors.
The zero star who grew up,
correct,
gets a chance to shine maybe on a bigger stage.
Correct. You look at if the portal was out back when Ben Roethlisberger and all those guys and those quarterbacks and Byron Leftwich, would they have probably gone to a Power 5? Probably. Look at Chambliss. He's from Detroit. From my area. Did
he go to MLK?
No, he didn't go to King. No. It's a bunch. We got Dante Moore, though. Dante Moore's our guy. Dante Moore's about to be the next.
MLK.
He is Martin Luther King's quarterback. Yeah, he just actually posted a video in his high school uniform stuff on the bus and some other stuff. So, yeah, that's my guy from Detroit.
How many pros have come out of your high school?
21. So 21 and then 22 out of Cass Tech. So Dante Moore will help us tie the Cass Tech because Kobe King, former Viking, Jet, him and his brother Kalen King were at Cass Tech. They both went to Penn State. I think he's with the Jets. His brother's with the Chiefs or something now.
Okay.
But yeah, there's been a bunch. You got, Dante Moore, Braylon Edwards. You can go down the list. Nick Perry played for the Packers.
Braylon went to your school.
Braylon went to King High School as well. Yep. So there's a lot of guys out of King High School, and technically we don't claim Braylon because he left his senior year and went to Bishop Gallagher. So we don't claim Braylon. So he's not in the 21. He's actually with Braylon it would be 22, but he didn't. King is very protective of their legacy. Yeah, he's unofficial. I mean, he claims it. He'll say he went to King High School, and he did. But yeah, he left. He was one of those, and he left for a reason. He had a good reason, and he says I forgot what article he was in. He talked about it, but he didn't get the ball. at our school. Like, our school ran the ball a lot.
Oh.
And so that's why he left, which made total sense. We threw it more when I was there. By the time he was there, they didn't have a quarterback. Then bring in Dante Moore, then bring in Sauce Gardner, Avonte Maddox.
Maybe they didn't trust the receivers when Braylon was there like they did back in the
They didn't have a quarterback. They had no quarterback then. Like, that was a different time. But speaking of the transfer portal, like, for Coy Parrish, you were a star. You were making, I don't know how much money. I don't know if the Oregon amount will get leaked, how much more it was than what the Gophers offered.
I've just seen, I can only go off of just flipping what I assume are just, like, can we call it $1 million? Is he $1 million man?
I don't know. Is that what they're saying? Here's the thing. You're not going to get offensive production out of Coy Parrish.
My research, by the way, at a base level, I'll tell you, it was extensive.
Yeah.
I found a Google search bar and I wrote Coy Parrish NIL.
Okay.
And then some things populated, and $1 million was sitting there.
Okay.
So I have no idea. Right. I don't think. I mean,
allegedly Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss contracts were leaked, right?
Okay, yeah.
Lane's gone, all of a sudden they're leaked, and then a couple guys hit the portal because they realized these freshmen are making more than juniors, and they're like, wait, we've been here longer. How are these new kids coming in making more than us? Not saying Lane did it. Somebody did it.
Yeah.
Because they all dipped, and Ole Miss did not treat them right as they were forcing them out before the playoffs. When you think about Coy, unless somebody leaks it, unless somebody drops a number to somebody, and then somebody can get on air and say, hey, I have a source that told me this is what it is, right? That's the only way we'll know. But my point is the value worth it now, knowing you could hurt your future? Right? Because if you go there and get whatever and it doesn't work out because they're going to recruit higher stars every year like that or athletes every year, is that better, than staying somewhere where there's no chance anybody's coming in that's going to take your spot.
Right.
And then you get a chance to be a first round, second round draft pick like Antoine Winfield, Tyler Nubin, Tyrone Carter. You can go down the list, Willie Middlebrooks, you can keep going, Jordan Howden. Like, it's been proven by coaches here. Like, when I was at the Gophers Pro Day, talking to the Ravens, that was my old team, talking to the Ravens. They were like, man, like we definitely, every time there's DBs here, we come. And you think about what's his name that went to the Colts, towards ACL. I'm drawing a blank already.
Oh my goodness, Wally?
Yeah, Justin Wally.
Yeah.
Like every year there's been DBs here. You can go way back, that have always, that's why I went back to Willie Middlebrooks and Jimmy Wyrick. You know what I mean? Like, they've had guys that were in the NFL on the defensive side, Karan Riley, Greg White, Styles G. White. Now he changed his name legally. I don't know why. He's a Team Wolf fan. But Styles G. White, like, there's always been the defensive side of the ball in Minnesota has always gotten guys in the NFL. Offense, it hasn't always been there until, you had the Eric Deckers and Tyler Johnsons and Rashad Batemans, and you started Bucky Irvin was a Gopher. He would have been in the NFL if he stayed here, but, he went to Oregon. So again, it's one of those things where I just look at that number and say, does your value matter out in Oregon or does it matter in Minnesota? You're going to go to Oregon and you'll be another player. Bucky is not going to ever go back to Oregon and be celebrated. You know what I mean? Like, he just was another number out there. He was a hired hitman. Coy is the same way. You're not going to go back to Oregon and be like Joey Harrington. You'll never have that. Now, would you have had that in Minnesota? He would have had a billboard probably in 2 years. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, you would have had CEOs and corporations willing to let you be their spokesperson, and make additional dollars in Minnesota while you're in the NFL. There's a lot of things he could have did for his legacy. But, like I said, I hope it works out for him. I know they're, getting the bag, as the kids say, is a big deal now, and they want to get it early. I'm all for it. I never would hate it. Like, I was talking, somebody asked me this the other day, would I have left Minnesota when Glenn Mason was interviewing for the Ohio State job? If the portal existed then, hell yeah, I'd have been out of here. Because I hadn't seen Glenn Mason in 2 months. He was in Ohio trying to get that job, and they ended up giving it to, I think, Tressel at the time. Mason, I think it was Tressel who that was at the time. Yeah, and Mason didn't get it. And then he comes back, and he wants to have a team meeting with us about, like, hey, I know you guys know I was trying to get the Ohio State job. That's my former school.
And that would have hurt you. That
I hope you guys can understand. Yeah, I had gotten calls from, like, Joker Phillips, David Gibbs. They were all like, hey, if Mace leaves, I'm going to be the head coach. Joker's going to be my coordinator. When Mace came back, Gibbs left. Joker left. Like, all those coaches left because they were hoping Mace like went on because they're like they thought they had an opportunity to
elevate
stay.
themselves.
And they told me not to go to the NFL because they thought Mace was going to get the job. And they're like, just come back. We're gonna take this offense over and we're gonna air raid offense and so on and so forth. And so I came back, but then Mace got the job. But yeah, if the portal was out there, oh yeah, I'd have been gone. And I had just killed Penn State. I had just killed Ohio State. Like I could have went. Mace probably could have taken me to Ohio State with them. Ohio State did not have better receivers than me at that time. You know what I mean? Like, I could have went to Ohio State. I don't know if I would have followed Mace. Maybe. I love Mace. Mace is still my guy. Still can text him. Hope he's doing well. Mace in your face. But I probably would have left. I would have went to Michigan. I would have went to Michigan, because it was just Marquise Walker at Michigan. Michigan State, Plaxico Burress had just left. So Michigan State had nobody but Herb Haygood. You know what I mean? Like, if the portal and NIL was out there, oh yeah, I'd have been gone.
The way that the team, I mean, in the end, Coy had that opportunity.
Correct. And you can't hate on the kid.
No, I don't at all. I just kind of think about like how it was handled in terms of his second year. We love what we saw as a freshman, kids making plays, Esco go crazy. And then it was, hey, let's bleep around. Like it felt like the offensive inclusion in some ways may have actually hurt him on the field defensively.
Right.
Just kind of clouding his role and trying to use him in so many spots. He's switching jerseys and stuff like that. Just kind of, it felt like we were trying to do too much with the kid. I wonder now that he's headed to Oregon, that we just see him play safety. that we just see him do the thing that he's really, really freaking good at.
Did you see the Oregon offense when they played Minnesota? I watched it all the time anyway because I had to watch them, and Dante Moore's my guy.
Pretty good.
They got weapons.
Yeah.
They don't need Coy Parrish on the offensive side. Now, they might lose one of their tight ends to the NFL. I don't know if the other one's going to go, but they're both 1 and 2 right now in the NFL draft listing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Number 1 and 2 tight ends in the NFL listing draft right now are both Oregon's tight ends. So they could lose Keon, and they could lose Jamari Johnson. So you lose both of those guys. They're looking for more tight ends. I do know. I think they got a recruit coming in.
Coy, though. No,
it's not Coy. That's what I'm saying. But you're both your other receivers are freshmen. The other 2 were sophomores. You're running backs. You only have 1 running back leaving. So do they need Coy on offense? Probably not. Will they maybe do it because they maybe promised him when they stole him? Possibly, but you're going to see the same production. I mean, now is Oregon's offense going to be way more innovative than what the Gophers had? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what they do. I just know a lot of their stuff is 5 yards. They put you in a bind with their weapons. Their offense is built on weapons. It's not built on play calling. They put you in a bind because you got to figure out who you're going to guard. And once you guard that guy, I mean, if you watch them in the college football playoffs, they put teams in a bind.
Yeah.
Indiana is just really, really good. Like, that was the other difference. But they put teams in a bind when they went 4 verticals. Like, those 2 tight ends and those receivers, you got to pick your poison as a safety. Who am I going to help out? And if you don't help out, the quarterback, Dante Moore, is quick. He's finding the other guy. So that's why I just don't understand. Like, Dylan Raiola, he's going to Oregon. I don't know if he's going to stay now because Dante Moore came back. But now you're going to sit behind Dante Moore. Now, Dante Moore sat behind Dylan Gabriel, so maybe that's the formula that Dan Lanning is selling. Hey, Dante Moore sat behind Dylan Gabriel, now look at him. He's a Heisman candidate. You sit behind.
Well, doesn't it feel like Raiola needs a reset, though? I mean,
he needed a team. Nebraska had no weapons. Like, they had nothing.
Yeah, I get some of that.
They had a running back. Emmett Johnson was it. That was their only weapon.
Emmett's a Minnesota kid, too.
Yeah,
pretty damn good.
Holy Angels, really good.
But it just felt Raiola didn't. He needed some growth, I think, and you've kind of seen he's done some jumping around. By the way,
he needs a psychologist. He thinks he's Pat Mahomes. I mean, literally, like you watch his when they came here,
look good, feel good, play good.
He thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. When you watch him, he does all the stuff. He has the sunglasses, the mohawk. Like, the funniest thing I saw is when Texas Tech got their quarterback out the portal and they didn't get Raiola. People were posting like anime. Like that should have been me. Like, because he's mad that he's not getting a call from Patrick Mahomes saying, welcome to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not who you think you are. Right. You were social media famous as a kid. You went to Nebraska and tried to make it work. You're not that guy. Like, he throws the ball with his left hand for no reason sometimes.
That's gotta be tough, though. You mentioned social media famous. Isn't there that other kid out there? Eventually, he's going to be at an age where
Baby Gronk?
Yeah. Think about being Baby Gronk. I mean, I'm assuming the checks are cashing from social media.
He's getting bigger, though. I will say, I watched some of the stuff. He's just bigger than every kid right now. He's getting better. Like, at tight end, he's good, but he's just bigger.
Puberty changes a lot, man.
It does. And when those other kids catch up to you, that's the key.
How do you handle it?
How do you handle it? Because that's what I've been trying to explain to my daughter. My younger daughter, she's bigger than every fifth grade girl.
Right.
And she just hit like 53 miles an hour pitching for 10.
Wow.
And so she's extremely good, fast, and big. But I'm like, at some point, it catches up to you.
Yeah.
Like, the girls are going to, so you got to work too. Like, you got to work to get, and she does though. She practices, like, for a 10-year-old, I never worked this hard as a 10-year-old. Like, I don't even, like, she's 5 days a week with basketball and softball. Like, she has no days off. And I'm like, so we give her the weekends. Like, she only plays one game on the weekends and then she gets to rest.
Well, between you and Mrs. RJ, though, I mean, we're talking, that's athleticism right there.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But
that's the key, though, is everybody growing up knows the kid that was faster than everybody, threw it harder, was a foot freaking taller. I remember in 6th grade, the kid I went to school with had a beard. Like, that, couldn't even fathom that.
Was he really in the 6th grade, though? I mean, was he really a 6th grade age? Because a lot of parents be holding their kids.
No, that's a very good point.
You've seen this reclassifying stuff, like basketball. There's a lot of, like, 19 and 20-year-old high school seniors because their parents reclassified them because they didn't know how to play in the sandbox properly. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, this kid is like 6'8", and he's 250 pounds, but he's a sophomore. It's like, bruh, your son is every bit of 20 with he's about to be able to drink next year as a freshman in college. Like, stop it. But, that's the new thing. Holding kids back because, they want their kids to have an advantage in high school. And it works in football. Basketball, I don't know because AAU is the spot now. You play by your age, not your grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing. I've been seeing a bunch of parents post about that. The reclassifying back. Now, the reclassifying forward, I'm fine with. But the back is crazy. But, to end it on the Coy Parrish thing, man, I wish the best for him. But I just always wonder about legacy, right? Yeah. Like, because Tony Dungy does that thing, right? Uncommon, but he talks about significance, right? How significant are you? What is your significance when you're done? And Coy's going to be remembered for leaving, right? That's what is always going to kind of plague like Bucky. Minnesotans don't really talk about Bucky.
Right.
Oregonians, how you say it? Oregonians. They don't talk about Bucky, right? You're not seeing, but literally you see a ton, unless Bucky makes the Super Bowl, then of course Oregon's going to post something, but they're not bringing that up. Like, if it's one thing, and again, I'm in this market, so maybe I'm biased because I see a lot of what, happens around here, but Tyler Johnson, Rashad Bateman, when Carter Coughlin was still out there, Antoine Winfield, Boye Mafe, they get a ton of love around this area. You know what I mean? Like, you can be extremely significant after the fact. And I think that's the key. It's a lot of these kids don't realize when you're done at 35 or 30, whatever age you play till, you got a long life.
Sure.
And what are you going to stand on when you walk into these corporate buildings, or you want to go be a public speaker, or you want to go host a camp, all this kind of stuff. I wonder that, how he can go to ESCO and probably host a football camp. He can't come host a Gopher camp unless there's some type of mending of fences and they're like, oh, no hard feelings, man. We get it. Come back and host a Gopher camp.
You think the program would be down about this?
Down about what?
Well, I mean, you say mending of fences.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the end, he's taken advantage of an opportunity that is
correct,
offered.
But we're still human beings. Yes, there's coaches are definitely damn, we did everything for you we could to make you a celebrity and a superstar. Right. And then you just if it's $100,000 difference, you turned your back on us for that. And again, I don't know, because I know you're allowed to enter the portal and then get an offer from your school. I don't know if maybe the offer was just hey, look, if you want to go. Maybe they're look, we can't give you all of it because we got to go get this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy because they only have a certain amount because they don't have, Texas Tech's guy. He's man, you tell me. It's blank check, whatever you guys want.
Sure.
And that's what I joke about with PJ. I'm if I hit that $1 billion Powerball, we're blue chipping that thing. I'm Nick Nolte.
It's a helmet school.
We're going to get Lexuses and Benzes, and I'm showing up to parents' houses, $100,000 cash just to do it, shrink wrapped. Poodles.
I don't think this is helping your case with this, Rob. I think you're only furthering.
Hey, I'm just saying. There's nothing wrong with it. Hey, if I hit the Powerball,
play the game, right?
If I hit the Powerball, trust me, if Alexis shows up in front of your house, it's not Shaquille O'Neal. Trust me. It's not Neon Boudreaux. For those that don't know that reference, please go watch the movie Blue Chips with Nick Nolte. It's a great movie.
I was waiting for the movie reference. I don't have to wait long during fan line.
That actually is happening now.
Yeah.
Like basketball players throwing games is actually happening. They could literally remake Blue Chips now, and it actually people would go watch it because they're like, dang, this is actually happening where guys are throwing the ball to nobody because the under has to be covered because they're going to get their knees cut off and their shins bit. Like, I mean, you don't want to go swim with the fishes. Hey, I don't want, like, Nordo, if you're ever bored in one night, just watch some of the plays that they posted about these players that got arrested.
Right.
It is so funny. It's laughable. Like, I mean, literally, one guy just threw it to the other team and then put his hands on his head like, oh, I don't know what happened there. Like, dude, come on now.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's amazing. I just hope football doesn't get tainted like that because it would get really bad if guys just start dropping balls because they're up by 20 and they don't want another touchdown because they're like, no, it's got to be 21-0 at half. I can't score your coach.
Yeah, no, that's the underbelly of it from a betting standpoint. There's no doubt about it, and it's a Wild West from an NIL and just kind of a funding, a war of resources, if you will, an arms race for sure.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to high-end college sports, I hope 15 years from now, Coy Parrish will be able to, if he hosts a freaking camp, that people aren't going to say, I can't believe you left us. But there's a little bit of idealism
I'm just saying,
in my mindset.
If they bless me with the Powerball, we're there.
That's Ron Johnson. We're going to continue this conversation. Football heavy final hour here. Nordo in for PA and Brett Blakemore with a cash giveaway opportunity.
The Fan wants to give you a shot to win bonus bucks at the National Cash Contest. Head to KFAN.com. Keyword this hour is bonus. The keyword is bonus. KFAN.com. Keyword bonus. We all had that one teacher who believed in us. Well, you can show your gratitude with Thank a Teacher. It's powered by Donors Choose. Nominate a public school teacher to win $5,000 for their classroom. This week's winner, Tyler Halverson, who teaches at Independence Elementary School. Nominate a teacher to thank today. iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
11:33, Nordo in for PA. To the Super Bowl. What do you think? Ron Johnson in studio at the number 3, Ron Johnson. Yep. Super Bowl, your thoughts? I mean, just the simplicity of that statement, many ways to go from it. But, not even, let's separate the Darnold and the Drake May part of it. Mm-hmm. Let me go a different direction with you. Mm-hmm. So, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yep.
By many accounts, is potentially maybe the favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big Puka Nacua fan, but I mean, we're splitting hairs. They're different kinds of players in many regards. But you're not daft to this. Puka, very good season. Mm-hmm. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, very good season. Chance to hoist a Lombardi a week from Sunday. Mm-hmm. My question to you would be: is there's so many different, and it's fan fodder, and frankly, it's fun. And I know I'm not necessarily trying to read off a top 10 lists, but it is kind of fun fodder in terms of who the best player at this position is, right? And there are different flavors. With Jackson Smith and Jigba and Devontae Smith in Philadelphia might be he might be another little bit example of this. Mm-hmm. The combination of Darnold coming in and kind of changing in some respects what they were able to do through the air, mm-hmm. but also DK Metcalf moving on. And I brought up Devontae Smith because what A.J. Brown commands and how they use Devontae Smith as a complement to that. What if Devontae Smith was a centerpiece? But I'm confusing myself even as I talk about it. Let's focus on Smith and Jigba. What do you like about his game? Yep. Is there a case to be made that his evolution or ascension is because of the QB? Mm-hmm. Is it because of DK leaving? Mm-hmm. Or simply this is just undiscovered greatness that finally had a chance to be featured?
So there's a couple factors. One, he went to Ohio State, right? They're receiver U right now. They're consistently getting the best talent. And you look at all their receivers in the league from Ohio State right now. It's just, I think it's Brian Hartline was the coach, receivers coach. They're just doing a great job. 2, Clint Kubiak, right? Clint Kubiak was with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, he was.
He has a father by the name of Gary Kubiak.
Uncle Gary?
Uncle Gary. Here's a stat that I had before the Vikings played the Seahawks, right? And it still holds true because some of this is old stuff. But the Denver Broncos in 1995 to 2002 under Gary Kubiak, first down offense. They were first in first downs. They were first in plays run on first down, meaning they were consistently, whether it was just first downs, granted on third down, or they just kept attacking to get more first downs.
I get you, yeah.
They were first in that. Runs on first down, they had the third most runs. And then as far as converting first downs on first downs, they were tied for fourth. That's the Denver Broncos. Minnesota Vikings, 2020. Clint Kubiak, Gary Kubiak, right?
Yep.
First in the same metrics. First in yards per play. First in first downs on first down. The Baltimore Ravens, 2014, under Gary Kubiak. The same exact thing. Denver Broncos, 2003 to 2005. Gary Kubiak returns. The same thing on first down. So Clint is just doing what his dad did.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Seahawks on first down, right? Their first down offense. 26.9% of their first down plays were first downs or touchdowns. That's first in the NFL. It was at the time. I can probably go look and it's probably still up there. That was first, like their first down offense, and they attack with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like it's an absolute like pick or choose for Sam Darnold. Hey, on first down, you can run the ball if it's a simple count. You look at the box, you pick the mic, you count to your right. Is it 3 guys to my right, 4 guys to my left? How many blockers on the right? 4. Okay, run the ball to the right. He runs the ball. Oh, okay, there's 7 in the box. How many DBs? There's 4 DBs. I got 3 receivers. That safety can't affect Jackson. Let's go after him. And all his first down throws have been over 7 to 8 yards. So it's a combination. I don't think it's one or the other, chicken or the egg. Is Sam Darnold made this team better? I think it's all of it, right? Because everybody keeps trying to find this formula, like, oh, if we had kept Sam Darnold, we'd be in the Super Bowl. Maybe not, because the Vikings' first down offense last year under with Sam Darnold was not this.
Right.
It wasn't, because there was no like run game to complement the pass game, right? This year, I'm not even talking about the Vikings this year. Justin Jefferson had 2 touchdowns. Like, I'm not even talking about that. Yeah. C.J. Ham, I think, had just as many running touchdowns as Justin Jefferson had passing touchdowns.
Don't do it.
I'm not talking about that. But I think it's all of that. But Jackson Smith and Jigba, when you watch him run routes, he finds his own hole. He's very calm and patient. His releases off the line. He attacks with depth. Like, he doesn't do all that dancing to the side. And I hate that stuff. Like the social media stuff you see a lot of kids being taught. He doesn't do that. He does what Marvin Harrison Jr. does. He does what Reggie Wayne did. You know what I mean? Like, it's attack. You know, it's what Marvin and Reggie did. Like, those guys are being taught to attack, and that's what he does. And so he puts the defense in a bind. But what's the guy? The linebacker for the Seahawks, number 0. You know, I don't know if you saw that tweet. He tweeted with Des Bryant, and Des Bryant released the text messages. The one thing I took from it was the shot he took at the Seahawks before the season started. He texts Des, and he's like, "Hey man, we got Sam Darnold," and Des is like, "I don't believe in Sam Darnold. He ain't got Justin Jefferson." And then the text said, well, what about, and he said, man, Sam Darnold's going to do his SHIT. He's going to do his stuff, right? Yeah. And then he says, but he doesn't have any weapons. That's what the linebacker said it of his own team. He didn't believe in those weapons. He hadn't believed them yet because they got rid of Tyler Lockett, right? So he didn't believe in those younger weapons, and they got rid of DK. In his mind, he's like, man, we want no weapons. He asked Des Bryant to come out of retirement. He's like, come out of retirement and help us win the Super Bowl, or help us win this season. Yeah. Right? All tongue in cheek. But you're trying to tell me you didn't realize the weapons you had in Kenneth the Third, you know, like he's out there balling the running back. Like, what? Like, so when I look at that, I just look at, he didn't understand that offense. Nobody knew what they could be. Like, even as, like I said, he didn't even believe it. Des Bryant owes him a Rolex because he's like, hey, if you guys make the Super Bowl, I'll get you a Rolex. Like, Des Bryant didn't even believe in Sam Darnold in that offense. But they're good, you know, and the defense is good. Like, the defense is absolutely destroying teams. So it's all like it. I hate to be cliche, and they always say like all 3 phases of the game, and we got to win all. You do. You have to win all 3 phases of the game. Like, and the coach has to come to play. Think about the Broncos not taking the points, right? If they take the points, maybe they're in the Super Bowl. You know, but they would have been in the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham, so then that would have all but given it to Sam Darnold. But still, you know, like, you know, it's and they wouldn't have had snow to deal with. They'd have been in the nice, you know, San Francisco.
Sounds amazing.
Levi Stadium, 80. Yeah. I know it's 80-degree weather right now or something like that. 70-degree weather
in the Bay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But you know, that's what I look at when I see Sam Darnold. Like, fans can say whatever they want. I don't know if you would have got that Super Bowl production out of him here because it's a different offensive mindset there. Like their game plan is not predicated on one guy. The Vikings was predicated on Justin Jefferson. Theirs is not. They have a run game. They're like, look, we'll run the ball 4 times on first down if you're going to back off and try to stop our pass game. And then the minute you come up, we're going to change it and we're going to throw the ball. It's very like pick your poison and make the decision. And I asked somebody about that with J.J. McCarthy, right, just to tie a bow in this. And I said, can he come to the line and do that? And they said, not right now.
Right.
We wouldn't give that to him right now. Because that's a lot, right? It's a lot to figure out. And they said he was the best pre-snap quarterback, but he's not the best post-snap quarterback. And I think post-snap is way better than pre-snap, right? In my opinion.
That's a very,
right? Like,
that's a very astute
That's just
point.
me. That's just me. So that's why I just I think Sam Darnold has a chance. He's going to, like, I'm not going to say he's going to win the Super Bowl, but it has a very high probability because that defense is really good.
Well, let's pause and come back because you hit on something. I want to put a wrap on the show, and but I do want to finish this conversation with a couple of points when we return. Final segment, Ron Johnson in studio with me, Nordo, in for PA. It's 9 to noon on the Fan. Segment 9 to noon. Nordo in for PA. Ron Johnson for another segment here. Final 6, 7, 8 minutes of the show, and the Grum will follow us. Hey, Ron, you mentioned it last segment, and that's something that I've been kind of wrapping my head around last few days. Is if we play a lot of the ifs, the what ifs. What if they had the Patriots had accepted whatever offer that the Vikings put out in front of them, which I've been led to believe is a pretty nice offer.
I mean, for that pick to
move up to get Drake May.
Yep.
And they did not. And I mean, now they're in the Super Bowl with the kid. So you can't.
He was 3-14 though the year before, or 4-13 or whatever. So wasn't great before.
But he was healthy and got on the field.
True.
And
there's that.
And he got those reps, and then he showed up again.
Oh, I always love that.
Appeared to be quite healthy.
Yeah.
And played pretty well. And
health matters.
It's been a tough postseason for him, by all accounts. Some grinder games, one of which half the thing was in the snow, so you're kind of on your own after that. But Drake's playing in a Super Bowl, so it's the guy that we wanted in the draft and couldn't get. And then Sam Darnold, you mentioned it, the guy that we gave away or we let go. The love we
offered him money, just not enough.
Yeah.
But
you did kind of hit on something. The idea that if Sam Darnold is here, that we are in that spot,
right?
And how how unguaranteed that truly is,
correct?
Because you hit the similarities. These two teams, and you know how they're constructed. So you have and I just want to flash into my notes here. Let me see here. Seahawks. We know they signed Darnold, and they did some great free agency work. You were talking about DeMarcus Lawrence last segment, John, after Des Bryant. But they add Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Josh Joby, Cooper Kupp, Jaron Reed. Jaron Reed playing out of his mind right now for that defense. But here's where they won. They drafted Byron Murphy, the D tackle, Gray Zabel, Nick Eamon-Warry, A.J. Barner, Torrey Horton, Jalen Sundell, and he's undrafted Bison. But Devin Witherspoon, Zach Charbonnet, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, they've really won by creating a significant crop of young, organic, drafted talent that have grown up and developed within the same system. You can't undercut the fact that Mike McDonald coming in to coach this thing, he's hit the ground running, certainly to replace Pete Carroll. On the other end, you have a team that kind of had to work in the opposite direction. They get Drake May, they draft him, and they drafted Will Campbell, and maybe it's Jared Wilson. Like they've done some work on the offensive line via the draft, but in large part it's been the Milton Williams. It's been adding Garrett Bradbury. Think about that, another former Viking, but adding via free agency. So in some ways, these teams kind of went in different directions to get here. But what do? They play great defense. That's elite parallel to the Vikings and Brian Flores. Glad we got to keep him. But they run the freaking heck out of the ball, man. I mean, and they're committed to it where it's not just first down, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and we better not run the ball for a quarter and a half.
Right.
It's absolutely a fundamental aspect of their offenses. And so there's part of me that says, Darnold, is the 2025 Vikings, are they better with Sam Darnold? I think unequivocally, you just have to say yes. Like, I think that's a pretty easy answer. But are they in the Super Bowl? Are they making a deep January run? There are some functional flaws that still exist here and have to be weeded out as this thing moves forward. Where do you see it?
So the one thing about the Garrett Bradbury, right? I want to hit on that too quick. So because I said the same thing about Garrett Bradbury going elsewhere, and then Ed Ingram going elsewhere.
Nobody was missing him.
And
if we're just honest, at the time, nobody best
cared.
of luck, Garrett.
And Cooper, Coach Cooper, a Cupper, whatever.
I'm a Chris Cooper guy. You can be a Chris Cupper guy.
When you think about he might not be here, I don't know if he's already gone. I don't know if
his contract's not being renewed.
So
new O-line coach will be here. Yeah.
That was always a question mark of like talent growth. Are you growing the talent?
Sure.
I just posted Kirk Cousins. This is Kirk Cousins' words, not mine. He said Garrett Bradbury kept me upright for years and blah blah. I don't know if you saw that post.
Yeah, he had Morgan Moses in Washington.
Yep. And I just posted it, and everybody's like, Garrett Bradbury was 66th on PFF and like whatever they were trying to say.
He was poorly graded on PFF this year too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Something about the offense allowed him, whether it's 3-step drops, right? Get the ball out your hands quick. Whether, like you said, running the ball. Like if you watch some of Stephon Diggs had like 4 catches for 14 yards. He's just getting the ball out of his hands quick. Because the Vikings, like again, I don't know if the Vikings, I forgot when, but I did a bunch of Patriots breakdowns too. And that was the one thing I noticed. They got the ball in their hands quick to Stephon Diggs, right? I did it on Vikings Game Day Live, and I had the whole me and Pete Bursich did it. They get the ball in their hands quick. Like Drake May is quick, and he gets it to Stephon Diggs most of the time. When he doesn't have it, like Stephon Diggs is not the guy they send down the field. He's the guy that they know understands the zone holes.
Sure. And
he finds a zone hole, and then he might make somebody miss, But for the most part, he's an outlet. He's no longer the attack guy anymore. He's older. He's playing that role, and he plays it well. You think about the Seahawks. Same thing. They run the ball.
Right.
And I looked up their stats, right? So I just want to make sure. First down, they're still leading the NFL in first down efficiency. 25.2% of their plays on first down turn into first downs or touchdowns.
And they're averaging. They're averaging 4 a carry. Very average and mediocre in terms of the NFL.
They average 6 yards per play on first down. Like that's the thing. Like they're never behind the sticks. That's the other thing. You're not seeing them in third. Like I tried to find when we did the Vikings Seahawks thing. I tried to find because that was the game I was excited for because I think that was the Brosmer game, right?
Yep.
I was super excited. I'm like, we're gonna get my guy Brosmer out there, so I'm breaking down Seahawks stuff.
Max, man, holy cats!
And the one thing I notice about them is they're rarely in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9. Like they are going to attack you on 1st and 2nd down, and they just do a great job of it. So, would they have been in the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold? I honestly don't think so. I don't know if we would have dedicated running the ball like that.
I agree with you. Thank you, Ron.
No, appreciate you.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
That's Ron Johnson, whether it's Fox 9, it's Gophers-related broadcast, Vikings fan line. Ron does it all at 3 Ron Johnson. Thank you, Brett Blakemore, for hanging out today. Thank you, John Hines, head coach of the Minnesota Wild. Puck drop shortly after 7 tonight. And Ben Gessling covering the Vikings for the Star Tribune. And thank you, most of all, for listening in, tuning in to 9 to noon. It's been Nordo in for PA. The Grum is next. Have an awesome Thursday afternoon. Take care. It's The Fan.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.